Hello traders, it's another week and we've got a special video for you, and that is that we are going to look at two FTMO traders and we are going to look at their full journey. So once again, hello traders, I am Simon from FTMO, and if you are new here, what we are doing is that we are funding successful traders that are able to pass our evaluation process. What we are gonna do in this video is that we are gonna look at two people that have been able to pass our challenge and verification and are currently waiting for their FTMO account. So right now I'm looking at the first trader. We are gonna first look at one challenge and then his or her verification account, and after that we are gonna look at another trader. Okay, so this first trader is waiting for his or her 70,000 British pound account. So this is the largest account that we offer. The balance curve is quite wild and there are some dips in the balance here and there. For example, right here and here, these are quite major and not really pleasant to see. But even though it was wild, we can see that this is quite nice trading. He executed 110 trades, so that's something that we like to see, and finished successfully. This trader actually took 17 trading days to finish this challenge, and actually his or her max daily loss was really close to being breached. Just had like 46 or 45 pounds not to breach it. So now you might say that this is quite risky, but at the same time it also shows that this trader perhaps used those stop losses to prevent this from happening. The max loss was not really even close to being breached, and regarding the profit target, this trader made even 54 more than he or she was required to. As I already mentioned, this trader executed 110 trades using 415 lots, so that's something around 4 lots per one position. That's quite a lot, but really depending on what you trade and what's your strategy. The average risk reward ratio is almost 1.5 and the win rate is almost 50%, so that's quite nice. I mean, if you keep this number around 50%, or rather at 50% straight, and this number is above 1, you should be good to go in the long run. In the daily summary, we can see that it's quite consistent. There are many profits when this challenge was nearing its end. And regarding the volume and the amount of positions, I mean, perhaps these 2 days weren't really that great. Of course, it's one position and not really that huge of a volume, but the other days are quite consistent, and that's something that we like. Now on the last page of the trading journal, we can see that this trader is mostly using sell positions for some reason. I of course don't know why, and mostly trading gold, British pound and US dollar, and a little bit of some other stuff, but we are gonna look at that later. For now, let's look at other stuff here. So for example, this trader is most of the time using stop losses, but not always for some reason, and this is a day trader for the most part, since once again there are like basically no swaps paid. Now, even though we have seen that most positions were sells, the profits are split actually quite nicely between sells and buys. And regarding the instruments, truly most traded and probably mostly traded and most profitable instrument is gold, then it's euro and Japanese yen, and then some more forex pairs basically. Alright, so this is it for this challenge. Now we are gonna look at this trader some more, and we are gonna look at his or her verification. And once again, this is quite a roller coaster as far as I can see. Even more dips here and there. There are 3 dips that I don't really like, and that's right here, and this one too. But other than that, it's quite fine. This time, this trader finished in 12 trading days. The max daily loss was not really that close to being breached like it was in the challenge, and the same is true for the max loss. The profit target is reached without any significant profit that would exceed the profit target, but that's okay, that's absolutely fine. Now this time this trader executed more trades using less of a volume, so that's quite interesting. This time it's 121 trades using 333 lots. We can also see quite nice improvement in the average risk reward ratio. This time it's 1.67, so almost 6.7. And in the previous account it was actually almost 1.5, so that's quite significant improvement in my opinion. However, the win rate here is a little bit worse. So previously it was 49%, this time it's almost 48, so that's not really that significant, but there's that. In the daily summary, we can still see that profits are split very nicely across all days. So once again, that's something that we like to see. We can even see that there was no day where there was opened just insane amount of lots or even trades. So that's quite good. Once again, looking at the trading journal, this time it looks more colorful, but there is still some gold. For example, right here, but not as significant volume. And overall, there are more forex pairs being traded here. Still, for the most part, this is a day trader, still using mostly those stop losses, but for some reason not using take profits as often. But you know, that's absolutely fine. Maybe this trader told to himself or herself that he or she wants to limit their losses and let the profits run. Either way, let's now look at this last section. So now it's way more skewed towards the buys instead of sells. So there are more profits made on buying instead of selling. And this time the most profitable instrument is British pound and US dollar. There is also gold that is very profitable, and also Euro, Japanese yen, and British pound and Japanese yen. And these are not really that profitable, and these are not really that significant. Okay, so this is it for this trader. Of course, this trader will receive his or her FTMO account really soon, and we will be looking forward to seeing the results. Alright, so this is the other trader that we are gonna look at. Now, this is for $100,000. Now, when I look at the balance curve, it's not as wild, but there is still a huge dip at the start of the challenge, so that's not really that fortunate. At the same time, if I was to encounter this dip, it would not be great for my psychology. But then when trade number 18 was executed, it was way better for this trader, and pretty much from this point on, it was pretty good. We can see that this trader finished this challenge in 15 trading days. Now the max daily loss was really close to being breached, just had 300 or $236 left not to breach it. It was probably at this point where this happened. However, keep in mind that this is just balance and not really equity, so we don't really know. It could be at any point, because this trader still could have some open positions left, but this pretty much records just the closed ones. And the profit target is finished very nicely with even almost $500 more than he or she was required to. There were 78 positions opened using 162 lots. The average risk reward ratio is not really that outstanding, not that great. It's 0.52. But the win rate of almost 77% compensates for that. Now, of course, these numbers still should be profitable in the long run. If you want to make sure, just take these numbers and enter them to your equity simulator right here. Now, when I look at the daily summary, we can see that it was very profitable when it was nearing the end of the challenge period, which is very nice. Of course, there are some losses at the beginning of the challenge, but what I really like here is that there is really nice consistency. You can see minimum amount of trades and the same amount of volume. Then the trader decided to ramp up the number of trades and traded some more, and even increased the lot size. But that's okay. In the end, it worked out just fine. Now, right here in the trading journal, we can see multiple instruments being traded. For the most part, it's a day trader for sure, but you can see here S&P 500, you can see here British pound and US dollar, Euro, Japanese yen, Euro, US dollar, just a bunch of stuff. However, what I really like here is that on all the positions we can see that stop losses and take profits were set. So that's quite nice. And now finally, down here we can see that most of the profits were made on buying, which I really don't know why, but yeah, most profits were made on buying. Perhaps there were some major losses made on selling. And the most profitable instrument here is British pound and US dollar, and probably this trader should avoid trading S&P 500 because it doesn't really work for him. But of course, who knows, maybe this was just one unlucky trade, but I really don't know. Either way, let's now look at this trader's verification. Now unfortunately we can see the same pattern emerging here, and that is that at the beginning of the trading period this trader suffered some heavy losses, which is really unfortunate and actually quite bad for your psychology. But luckily this trader didn't give up. Maybe actually it was quite motivating for this trader to get out of this rut and just trade and successfully finish. So maybe this trader needs a little bit of pressure to really perform. Anyway, this trader finished in 10 trading days instead of 15 as it was in the challenge. Now the max daily loss was not really that close to being breached, still had like 720 or something like that dollars left not to breach it, and was halfway to breaching max loss. So not really that close, and regarding the profit target, nothing special here. Right here, just 40 trades were executed using 164 lots. The average risk-reward ratio is 0.94 and the win rate is 65%. So the risk-reward ratio actually improved quite a bit. Because if you remember, or if I remember correctly, yes, it was just 0.52. Now it's 0.94. It's still below 1, but quite nice improvement. Now what I like quite a bit is that this trader used pretty much the same volume on all trading days. As far as I can see, it was for the most part, between 10 and 25 lots. So that's quite nice. The profits and losses, but mostly profits, are distributed quite nicely across all days. Now at the last page of the trading journal, we can see mostly Forex being traded here. So no S&P 500, but maybe this trader traded S&P 500 previously. We don't really know, since we don't really have time to review every single page of the trading journals. But anyway, we can see that still this trader is a day trader, still using stop losses and take profits at all times, which is great, and using quite similar volume on all of the positions, which is quite nice. Now finally down here we can see that this time this trader is mostly profiting on going short and a little bit on going long too. And the most profitable instrument here is Euro and US dollar, and unfortunately still losing on that S&P 500. So truly it looks like this trader should avoid trading S&P 500. But of course I cannot really recommend this to this trader. Maybe it will work out for him or her in the future, but that's what these statistics are saying basically. Alright, so this is it for this trader. It was quite good, maybe with an exception of this rough beginning, but maybe this trader needs a little bit of pressure to really work. Perhaps if this trader also didn't trade the S&P 500, the result would be even way nicer, but we cannot really tell him or her what to do. At the end of the day, whatever instruments you want to trade, that is up to you. And with that, this is it for this video. Of course, if you traders have any question, you can leave that down in the comment section. Definitely follow FTMO on all social media, subscribe to our FTMO YouTube channel, and as always, remember to trade safe.